Chers auditeurs,
Dear listeners,
bonjour.
welcome to Comme d'Archi Podcast Season 6.
Saison 6, dans le monde fascinant des architectes.
And in the architectural projects.
Je suis Anne-Charlotte Deponte, passionnée d'architecture et docteur des universités en histoire de l'archi.
I am one of the spokespersons of Anne-Charlotte, who is a PhD in architecture history.
Merci
Thank you
d'être avec moi aujourd'hui.
to be with us today.
Et
And
maintenant,
now,
lundi en français, place au talent.
and Wednesday, let's talk projects. In English, of course.
Bienvenue dans Comme d'Archi.
Hello everyone. Hello Céline Bouvier. Thank you for being with us today. You are architect. In 2 or 3 sentences, could you introduce us to your architectural practice today?
Yes, with pleasure. We have been here in season 4, episode 22, and we presented our office. And today we have changed, but we have not changed. We have changed very much because we changed our structure, and our structure is now a cooperative structure, which is a way to look into the future and give a chance to our young architects in the office to make the difference, to take responsibilities and work in the long term in our office. And that has changed a little bit of governance, even so we already had functioned since many years in this way where we wanted to share our vision, our responsibility, the way to manage the office with the young architects. But now it's much more practically built in our new structure. And we have found a great enthusiasm with all the young architects at the office. And even so, our clients, our owners are a little bit surprised when we said our structure is now a cooperative structure. But we believe it's very important to have a structure that allows many things. The first thing is to keep the structure in the future, to allow transmission, because the founders are going to retire sometime. To allow the young to invest themselves in the structure, to also facilitate the R&D, because we have in the office R&D. It's not a structure, it's rather a lab where a few architects want to study, think about how to change our work of architects. We believe our responsibility as architects in the environment is extremely important, and we cannot continue to build like we built 5 or 10 years ago. And so we have to change. We have, and this change is not easy, and it's quite intimidating almost. And to do that, we need to spend time. And
yes, but it's a cost.
Yeah,
for you.
And so our new structure allows to invest in this R&D department very simply with a tax facility from the government. This new structure allows also to share better the value, that the added value of our work. Last time we were here, I believe we talked a little bit about the way our office has for a long time worked on restructuration and rehabilitation. And today it's obviously something that we are going to do more and more because the climate crisis and the environmental crisis demand that we do not build much anymore, that we work on what we call in French le déjà là, which is what's already here. So that's a real question for an architect, because what do you create if you work with le déjà là? What's going to be your project? And we have no problem with that, because we think our mission, our role is to offer places where you will be happy to work, where you'll be happy to live. And we have seen with the COVID crisis and also with the environmental crisis that things have changed, and you don't want to work anymore in the same spaces that you worked 10 years ago, and you don't want to live in the same building when we have no nature, no air, no light. So our work is more and more. And maybe I can speak about three recent projects that we have that are under construction or still under design, in the design phase. We have finished a building which is an office building on which we have done, in fact, very little, because we kept all the facades, and the facades were not bad, had a good criteria for isolation, and so that was not the theme of the project. The theme of the project was to respond to new uses of work, was to respond to. So the question was how to bring freshness and combat heat in a very dense city. And the success of the project is less the architecture than the way we have brought the nature everywhere in this building. There is the center of the project is a garden, and the garden creeps along the facades and flows on the terraces, and you have a lot of really nice, pleasant spaces where you can work directly from your office, and all this greenery. And greenery is not the good word, because the greenery reflects nice vegetation. But here the vegetation is not only pleasant, but has a real role in the comfort that you will bring in the building in time. And when I say in time, it's because we build for the time in maybe 2050, where Paris will not be the Paris we know today. Paris will be Paris with 45 degrees Celsius 5 months in the year, and that's what we have to think about. So that project is pretty typical of a very light restoration we can do, thinking of new uses, and also on this project, the ground floor is a really large space where you can almost do anything. You can work, you can meet, you can eat. We are done with those spaces that work only 2 hours a day, and now a space needs to be pleasant, needs to be flexible, needs to respond to a lot of uses, some that we don't know yet.
A word for the end?
Finally, it's a great challenge for us architects to repair, to renovate, and to do that in a very long term, and to fix buildings in a very long term.
Okay, bravo. Thank you very much, Céline, and thank you, dear listeners. Bye bye, everyone, and see you next Wednesday for New Comme d'Archi in English. Take care of yourself. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Thank you so much.
Thank you for listening, and thanks to the sound engineer who was collaborating with us today. Don't forget to tune in to our previews on Instagram at Comme d'Archi Podcast. If you enjoy this podcast, don't hesitate to promote it by giving it 5 stars and a little comment on Apple Podcast or on your favorite podcast platform. And above all, subscribe to listen to all of our episodes for free. See you soon, and until then, take care of yourself.